Vancouver, Canada. Enjoy! Hi everyone, today we are talking about Vancouver, first part, but first show reel. Vancouver is a major city in Western Canada located in the lower mainland region of British Columbia. As the most populous city in its province, Vancouver is one of the most ethnically and linguistically diverse cities in Canada. Vancouver is consistently named as one of the top 5 world cities for livability and quality of life, and the Economist Intelligence Unit acknowledged it as the first city ranked among the top 10 of the world's most well-living cities for 10 consecutive years. There you will see our tour around the center of Vancouver and the steam clock, which is very popular, which is fully or partially powered by steam engine. Only a few functioning steam clocks exist, most designed and built by Canadian horlogic Raymond Saunders for display in urban public spaces. And Vancouver is, among British Columbia, the youngest city. We have visited also the Stanley Park. It is a 405-hectare public park that borders the downtown of Vancouver and is mostly surrounded by waters of Burrard Inlet and English Bay. The park has a long history, and the land was originally used by indigenous people for thousands of years before British Columbia was colonized by the British during the 1858 Fraser Canyon Gold Rush. Unlike other large urban parks, Stanley Park is not a creation of a landscape architect, but rather evolution of the forest and urban space over many years. Most of the man-made structures present in the park were built between 1911 and 37 under the influence of then Superintendent Rawlings. Additional attractions such as polar bear exhibits, aquarium, and a miniature train were added at the post-war period. There is also popular Indian totem poles. As you can see, the totem was the British Columbia India's coat of arms. Totem poles are unique to the northwest coast of British Columbia and lower Alaska. They were carved with western red cedar, and each carving tells a real mythical event. They were not idols, nor they were worshipped. Each carving on each pole has a meaning. So eagle represents the kingdom of air, whale the lordship of the sea, the wolf genius of the land, and the frog the transition between land and sea. Perhaps not as well known are the Asian coastal temperate rainforests that inhabit Vancouver Island. Vancouver Island on Canada's west coast has some of the most spectacular rainforest landscapes in the world. Coastal rainforests cover less than 10% of the world's land surface. The surface area is quite small on a global scale, but the impact on the ecosystem is great. Rainforests can be some of the most productive areas on Earth. To be productive, these areas need a high rate of transformation of nutrition and energy in growth. Plants absorb carbon in the atmosphere as well as sunlight, thereby producing sugars within their leaves, a process called photosynthesis. This process releases oxygen back into the air as it removes a lot of carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas, from the atmosphere. The vegetation in the rainforest is responsible for nearly 1/3 of the world's oxygen production. And one of the most popular sites is for the rainforest is Capilano Suspension Bridge. A simple suspension bridge crossing Capilano River in the district of North Vancouver. The current bridge is 140 meters long and 70 meters over the river. It is part of a private facility and therefore it has to be paid admission fee. It is visited by 1.2 million visitors a year. Built in 1889 by George Grant Mackay, a Scottish civil engineer, a park commissioner for Vancouver, it was originally made of hemp ropes with a deck of cedar plank and was replaced with the wire cable bridge in 1903. There you will see also a lot of different animals and also a woodpecker. And it was really wonderful, and you definitely have to go to visit it. And as we visited some other places around Vancouver, we will continue with our story of Vancouver for the next week. I hope you have enjoyed. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe on our channel, and till next week, have a good day.